No, not AI, multimodal, which we've heard so much about, but how to present, which requires us to move beyond the four walls that we're used to using a Mac, an iPad, and iPhones. This is a setup. I have my iPad is a drawing surface and control surface. My Macintosh is running CueCam, and that ties everything together. And of course, I have an iPad here, and it's tied through HDMI into the Macintosh. Let's look at Safari with Claude. Claude has come out with these great interactive app interfaces where you can either grab the code or generate an interactive app just by asking questions. And the code's down here, and you can copy it into a website, or you can just present, in this case, where's coffee coming from, or from around the world over the last 20 years. And that becomes something that can be published, can refer back to, and obviously students can ask, why all the fluctuations from various locations? And Claude has some great answers to it. But also, it might lead to, well, let's look at the overall output. And you can see it flattens out, which leads to a discussion of how roasters and packagers pick their beans from around the world, but then it's not always from the same place. Another great tool on the iPad is ChatGPT. We can ask about places to go. Tell me about Sweet Maria's website and how it might help me learn more about coffee roasting.
Sweet Maria's is a popular website that caters to coffee enthusiasts, especially those interested in home coffee roasting.
Why don't we go to Sweet Maria's on my Macintosh? Now, switching from my iPad to my Mac, I'm just clicking the next button in CueCam. So in real time, it's easy to take students to where you know there's good materials. And in this case, we're going to Ethiopia and learning about their library of information regarding that region of the world. And I have the ability to spotlight this town of Yirgacheffe is really a central location in Ethiopia for excellent coffee. So let's go there using Google Earth. Flying to Yirgacheffe is pretty easy in a classroom environment. And I've noted when I'm there, the coffee is laid out on the ground to dry before it is shipped. And so here you see the economy of the region right before our eyes, plenty of room for students to pursue their own specific projects. From here, I may want to bring in an expert on Zoom. And here he is. This guy obviously is a figurine, but he could be anywhere, and I bring in his sounds. I can be talking with him, and with his nifty little Aside 3D, I can take over, show things. He's live, and I can bring him back in. In demo mode, you see all the slides I've just run through are right here in a deck. And all of the resources and triggers that I built into my presentation, they're documented. And any kind of graphics or anything, they're saved in that document, and I can send it to other people, but certainly I could reuse it and develop it as a resource. All of my controls are here for audio, as well as all the sharing of cameras, devices, apps, windows, anything that I have at my disposal on my desktop can now be distributed and published. So let's get out of demo mode, and I will just step off the stage and say, thank you.